everybody, it's Emily at Arg Schooling, and I thought, why not do a weekend reading vlog? It's Cybils, and I'm going to be reading a ton, so I wanted to try to do a few vlogs throughout the Cybils reading extravaganza, frenzy, whatever. It lasts until December. So, you're going to be seeing more of these, but I thought it would be fun to do one this weekend because I don't really have anything going on this weekend, so I have lots of time to read with my dogs. So I made some tea in my Linda Booten mug. All of my owl mugs are Bootens. And I thought I would have you guys kind of help me think out what I'm going to read next, or what I plan to read this weekend. So I just finished The Star That Always Stays. This is by Anna Rose Johnson. I finished it half an hour ago. And I just absolutely loved this, and I kind of just want to sit with it for a while, but I need to move on. I don't have the luxury right this minute to just fall into a reading slump. So I'm gonna set this aside. It was beautiful. Highly recommend. I wrote a review on History Book by Book. If you guys want to go check that out, I'll probably link it in the description. So, I'm in that moment where I've finished an amazing book and I just want to be in that book and in that world forever. So I have to pull myself out of that, sadly. I'm definitely reading this next. This is my next book. I have The Secret Battle of Evan Powell by Wendy Wan Long Shang. I have to read this because this has to go back the soonest. So this is from the library, so I have to read this right now so that it can go back to the library in time. I know this is about a Chinese American boy going to school in the South. I think maybe they moved there recently, and yeah, he's from California. They just moved to a small town in Virginia, and it's about his experiences. I have a feeling I'm going to love this, so I'm hoping that it's really good. I don't know that it's going to compare to The Star That Always Stays, which is right now the best thing I've read in a while, but that's happening next. I have this stack of library books. They're not due back until the 8th, so I do not have to read all of them this weekend, but I'd like to get through some of them this weekend. I definitely want to read this weekend just because it's going to be a quick read. This is Answers in the Pages by David Levithan. I did not know he was writing middle grade. This is his first middle grade, I think. I know David Levithan usually writes YA. So I'm really curious about that. This is also about book banning, which is a topic that is a pretty hot topic right now. There's at least one other book, if not more, that were nominated for Cybils about this subject matter. So I definitely want to see what I think of this one. So that's probably going to happen this weekend. And then I have to decide which one of these to read next after that. So, hello, Drew. Are you going to be in the video today? Hi. Are you in the video? Oh, you're such a good girl. Hi. But you're going to bring Spike, who is just a ball of chaos. And here's Spike. So, of these three, I think the one I want to prioritize is this is our Rainbow. This is a short story collection. Back up. This is a short story collection about LGBTQ IA plus stories. I'm supposed to try to catch up and read books that no one has read yet. And right now, this has 0 readers in my category. So I was going to try to prioritize it since I have a copy from the library. I figured I could get to this. There's some authors in here that I've read before that I liked, and some that I haven't read yet that I wanted to check out. It's edited by Catherine Locke, whose books I typically enjoy. So yeah, guys, life with dogs, right? Knocking over my camera, my gosh. So I definitely want to try to prioritize this. And then if I have time this weekend, I'll start one of these. These are both a little bit more chunky. They're middle grade. I'm going to read them fast anyway, but they're both a little bit more chunky. This one looks like it's going to be kind of fun, and this one looks like it might be a little bit sad. I don't know. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. Although this one does say it will make your heart sing. But I think this is a family story, And this one is more STEM related. It's about someone doing science stuff. So, like, I don't know. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. But those are, like, they can wait a little bit. But this is what I'm hoping to get through in this vlog. These 3 books. The Secret Battle of Evan Powell. Answers in the Pages. Oh, the light is not working with me. Answers in the Pages. And this is our rainbow. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to start this now, and I will let you guys know what I think of it when I'm done. It's Monday night and people are out at karate, so it's quiet, it's peaceful, and I'm like, I'm gonna read. So, and I did. And so I grabbed my books and I read 2 stories from This Is My Rainbow, and they were both really good. I read the one by Alex Gino, which I was excited was first because I wanted to read that one first anyway. And it was a really cute story about a family adopting a cat and dealing with grief from their previous cat dying. And it was just a really sweet story. And I also read a little comic story that was in here about the new kid in school becoming a part of like a group of friends and getting a makeover. And that it was just really cute. So I think this is going to be something I really enjoy just based on those 2 stories. And then I was going to pick up The Secret Battle of Evan Powell because that's the book I need to be reading for Cybils. But as I was sitting here looking up at my bookshelves, I remembered that I wanted to read a few more stories from His Hideous Heart. So I grabbed that and pulled it down. I was reading this with my 13-year-old. We had been reading Edgar Allan Poe's poetry, and I decided since she was enjoying that so much, I wanted to pull this down and read some of his short stories with her. So we read most of his stories, and we read a handful of the short story retellings. She was not enjoying those, but I liked some of them. Some of them were not great, so I completely understand that she didn't like them, but there was a few that I'd still wanted to get to. So I sat down and read 3 more stories from this tonight. I haven't read all of them. There's still like 2 more, I think, that I'm just like not really that interested in reading. But I've decided to claim that I have now read this book. So it took me like 2 or 3 years. 3 years, I think, to get through all of this. I still didn't quite finish, but I thought I'd tell you guys the stories that I thought were particularly good. So I really enjoyed the Kendar Blake story and the Tiffany D. Jackson story. And, Tessa Gratton's story. Ooh, I loved that. I don't think I've actually read anything by Tessa Gratton, so I was interested to check her out in this book. And her story was so good. Like, perfect. What is the other one that I liked? Oh yeah, I liked the Telltale Heart retelling, which I think was Happy Days, Sweetheart by Stephanie Kuhn. That was particularly good. I really enjoyed the way they flipped the story a little. I just thought that was really good. Read by Hilary Monahan was also pretty good, which was nice because I have not loved her writing overall. So I'm glad that that was a story that I liked. Ooh, I like how I look like I'm glowing, almost like eerie. It's kind of fun. And Lygia by Dahlia Adler was really good. So that was exciting. There's a couple in here that I just didn't like. I'm not going to talk about which ones, but like overall, I thought this was a pretty solid collection of stories. And I really loved that it came with the Poe stories included, so we could like read them back to back, and that was great. So big fan of this. I gave it 4 stars. And now I have to go fold laundry. So I think I'm going to put the audiobook on because I have the audiobook of this to get started. And I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow because it's not that long. This is only like not even 250 pages, I don't think. It's just over 250 pages, so it should be a pretty quick read, I think. So I'm going to go listen to that while I fold some laundry. It's like almost 8 o'clock now. I'm really tired, and after that I'm probably just going to watch TV with my husband and veg out for a little while. Good morning. It's Sunday morning, and I just finished reading The Secret Battle of Evan Powell. I'm going to go sit down so I can talk about it. So yeah, I just finished reading this, and it was really good. Like, this is a story about a little boy who moves from California to Virginia, and it's just a small little country town, and like, there's a boy in class who doesn't like him. There's a whole lot of stuff about the Civil War. It's like really important in their town. And there's like a battlefield day where they all dress up and like portray a soldier from the war. And he finds out that there were Chinese soldiers and like has to teach the teacher about it because she's never heard of that before. And there's a boy in class who doesn't seem to like him. His family's kind of racist. And when they speak up about some things going on in the town, someone shoots a bullet through their house. And the story kind of goes from there. It's really well done. There's a lot in here about like, how do we get along with people who society says we're not supposed to get along with? how do we forgive and move on? And I think that's such an important message to have. This is also like the third book that I've read for Cybils about a child learning about a historical figure. So that's an interesting theme I'm seeing, like the importance of learning about the lesser known people in history, the importance of finding yourself or a person like you in history. I just think that's an interesting theme, and it seems very relevant, obviously. And I'm wondering if there's more books like that I'll come across this year as I read for Cybils, because like this is the third one I've read. The Civil War of Amos Abernathy is about a boy learning about LGBTQIA plus people that fought in the Civil War, specifically one particular trans man that fought in the war. And then Alice Austen Lives Here is obviously about Alice Austen, about children learning about Alice Austen, who was a female photographer who is probably a lesbian, but definitely on the LGBTQ spectrum. And then this is about a boy learning about that there were Chinese soldiers fighting in the Civil War. So very interesting themes that I'm seeing. So I'm going to take this back to the library today, probably. I have to go pick up a hold. So this is going back along with The Star That Always Stays, because those were like brand new releases. So I want to make sure that I get them back quickly so that other people can check them out if they want to. And so I'm going to try to read a few more stories from here today. I read one last night by Claribel A. Ortega, and it was really cute. I really liked it. So this has just been really nice. I don't know how often short story collections win, but this is a really good one. So I'm definitely going to try to read a few more stories from here. I'm trying to like pick out the ones that are from authors that I already want to read or have enjoyed. So rather than like read the whole book straight through, I'm just kind of bouncing around. So far I read the Alex Gino story. I read the comic story by Xing Yin Kor, and I read Paper Planes by Claribel A. Ortega. And I probably will read the Justina Ireland, definitely the AJ Sass, the Marco Shiro, the Catherine Locke story, and I don't know, we'll see if I get to anything else. But those are the ones that I was going to prioritize reading in here. So that's my reading for now. I'll probably check back in later if I read anything else. I might try to squeeze in Answers in the Pages by David Levithan, because I'm just trying to like burn through my stack here so I can get these books back to the library and read other things, because there's so many things to read. But now I think I'm going to go have some breakfast. Hey guys, so I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog. It's now Monday, so I'm a little bit late, but it's fine. So basically, I read, I think, a book and a half over the weekend. I read The Secret Battle of Evan Pow by Wendy Wan Longshang, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was an excellent book. I read about half of the stories in This Is Our Rainbow, which is edited by Catherine Locke. I really enjoyed it, but I just didn't have time to finish it. And honestly, I read enough of it to be able to like give my thoughts on it for Cybils, and that's what's important here. And I also picked up a new book yesterday. I had to run to the library and pick up a hold, so I now have Troublemaker, and this is by John Cho, and this is one of the ones that I was like super excited about, so I'm like ready to drop everything else and read this now. So this is a story about the Rodney King trial and the LA riots in the 90s, and we're following a Korean American boy as he's kind of witnessing everything happening and figuring out what's going on and that kind of stuff. So it just sounds like it's going to be good. I don't think I've ever seen a middle grade that's tackling this specific event and topic. I've only ever really seen it done in adult and YA. So really curious to see what they did with this book. It's also pretty short, so I think I'm going to read it pretty quickly. So yeah, another weekend and lots of reading accomplished and more to come. I'm really enjoying the whole Cybils reading experience. It's as exciting and fun as I thought it was going to be. So at this point, all of the nominations are in, and I think in the next coming weeks, publishers are going to start sending out books because there's 105 nominations. I can access quite a few of them through my library, but I can't get all of them that way. And it would be a lot of money to try to buy. I think I can get like a little less than half of the books through my library. The publishers are going to start sending us reading material. So there's a bunch of books coming my way so that I can complete this reading challenge. Right now the goal is to read all the books so that anything that doesn't have a reader yet or only has one reader, that is what I'm aiming to hit, is to read those. And then once every book has been read by, I think there's 5 of us, the 5 judges, then we can start looking at our short lists and deciding what we need to really hone in and read so that we can come to an agreement, a consensus about what we loved and think should be the finalists. So it's a super fun process if you love to read and enjoy middle grade. So this is a super fun challenge, and I'm so glad I get to participate in it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog, and I will see you guys soon with another one. I don't know when I'm gonna vlog again, if it's gonna be in a couple of weeks, I don't know. You guys let me know how often you want to see me do this. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.